Life is tough. I know it. And let me tell you something, it's not going to get easier. In fact, this might be the easiest it's ever going to be. But there's one thing that will change: your mind, your outlook, the meanings you give to events of your life. It will evolve. And that shift can make all the difference. Let me take you back to a memory that's still fresh in my mind. When I was a kid, I asked my dad a question that probably all kids ask at some point. I looked up to him and asked, "Why do bad things happen?" And without much doubt, he lifted his shoulders and simply said, "That's just how it is. Good and bad happen to us all." No sugarcoating, no comforting word, just the raw, unfiltered truth. And honestly, that moment has stuck with me. Life doesn't promise us fairness. It doesn't guarantee that all things will work out the way we want them to. And yet, it's within this uncertainty that we find our strength, because once we accept that good and the bad are inevitable parts of life, we stop fearing them. We start focusing on what we can control, and that's our response, that's our mindset, our ability to meaning, to find things that are meaningful, even in hardest moments. Everything we are worrying about right now, whether it's anxiety about the future, regret about the past, or the stress of the present, it's temporary. One day you and I won't wake up, not ever. That's one certainty we all share, and that's what inspired me to make this video. Imagine living every day with that perspective. Imagine the freedom of knowing that nothing is permanent, not your failures, not your worries, not even your fears. You'll stop wasting your energy on things that don't matter. You'll focus on what does, and that is the people you love, the dreams you've been too scared to chase, and the experiences that make you come to life. Here's a simple rule to live by: either work or play, nothing in between. The in-betweens is mostly where we waste the most times. How many hours have you spent scrolling through TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube shorts, only to realize you can't even remember what you watched? That trap of the in-between, it feels like you're doing something, but you're really never doing anything. You're just passing time. Replacing that time with something meaningful. Instead of scrolling, you can call a friend you haven't spoken in years. Instead of binging videos, you take a walk and reconnect with nature. Instead of numbing your mind, engage it with something that excites you, a hobby, a project, or even a book you've been meaning to read. The memories that stick with us aren't made in the in-betweens. They are made when we are fully present, fully engaged, and fully alive. And so the next time you catch yourself mindlessly scrolling, do ask yourself, is this how I want to spend my time? That is a very important question to ask. Think about this. Most of us live as if we're invincible, as if life stretches out endlessly before us. Each morning, we get up and go through the motions, subconsciously assuming we will always have more time. It's not a flaw, it's simply how we are built. But this mindset is the greatest illusion of all. But what if we do live like we are going to die? Imagine the freedom. You will stop caring about the pointless opinion. You will take more risk. You will ask that girl out. You will start the business or chase the dream. You will stop holding back. I'm not saying you should live every day as if it's going to be your last. That's unsustainable in thinking. But what if you find a balance? What if you walked with the long term in mind, but played with the urgency of someone who knows tomorrow isn't guaranteed? That can be a truly liberating balance. When people reach the end of their lives, their regrets are not about the mistakes they made or the risks they took. Instead, they regret the things they didn't do, the dreams left unchased, the relationships they didn't nurture, and the moments they let slip away. They wish they had spent less time worrying and more time living. And so, let me leave you with this. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Whatever is weighing you down right now, your fears, doubts, or endless worries, remember, they are temporary. The realization that life is fleeting doesn't have to be paralyzing. It can be your greatest motivator. Take this moment right now as your starting point. Begin small if you can, but begin. Free yourself from the illusion of endless time. Do the things that matter. Pursue what excites you, and cherish the people who bring joy into your life, because when you truly grasp the impermanence of life, your worries will fade, your priorities will shift, and you will find the courage to live fully. Your time is now. Don't let worry steal that from you. Thank you for listening to me today, and I will see you in the next video.